that like in response to like all of like the BLM stuff that was going on, or was that like prior to that?
No, I think it very much aligned with like the movement, I guess, like in BLM, and like just what was happening like in society at that time, like especially because we had a few we had like a few employees like in themselves. We actually like, had like a bi-weekly team meeting and brought up like so like this is happening around the world, like does anybody have any, does anyone want to share any thoughts? And a lot of the like Black and Indigenous people of color in our like workforce kind of shared like their thoughts and like their perspectives, and they're like, yeah, like as like a Black man, like this is like very like hits very like home to me, and like this and that. And I think that a lot of people didn't realize like how other people were feeling in response to like the current events. Like they only kind of thought about what they might be feeling, but then like hearing literally like someone on our within their own team like saying that they feel like this and this, and like they have their own children and like they worry constantly for their future. I think that like hearing somebody's experience firsthand like really allows you to think that like it's so much more deeper, and like what can we do to kind of like make you oh sorry, my headphones are done. What can we do in response to that to make you feel more inclusive? So yeah.
Okay. And actually, like, so we were sort of talking earlier about how like political events that happen in the world, and like, are you expected to respond to that? I'm kind of wondering, like, when there's things that happen to Muslim communities, like when harm is done there, is there any recognition of that and like the effect that that might be having on you or other Muslims in the workplace?
Hey, sorry, I kind of cut out something about. Do you mind repeating?
Yeah, no, that's totally okay. I was asking about. So earlier I had asked you about like when political events happen. Does that change the way that you're treated? And I guess I'm also wondering, like, when there's like a harm that's done to the Muslim community. I'm thinking, for example, like, you know, like with that shooting at the mosque in Quebec, or like New Zealand, or just like various other things. Like, is there a recognition of like how that might impact you or other Muslims in your workplace?
Yeah, I would say that like oftentimes there is, or like because also even just an example recently was the Lebanon bombing or explosion, sorry, like that happened during when I was involved in my workplace, and there were a lot of because like a branch of the work that we do is actually like very humanitarian, like it's involved in like conflict zones, so like they were the ones who kind of like shared the news in like our Slack channel, and were like this happened, if anyone needs anyone to talk to or is looking for like somewhere to donate or like response, like they provided like resources as well. So like that was really I thought like a very good way to respond to what happened, and to like provide like channels of like support as well as resources for people who might not know what to do in response. So I thought that was an example that I've like experienced.
Yeah. Okay. And okay, so like for you in different workplaces you've been in, have you ever had to ask for religious, okay, you sort of touched on this, but maybe there's other experiences. Have you ever had to ask for religious accommodation, and like, have you felt comfortable doing that?
Yeah, so the one that I did mention was one of the main ones. I don't generally ask for like any specific religious accommodation. That one was more like a day off kind of a thing because of Eid. But like I haven't had to ask for like any like structural changes to like my job as a result of like to reflect my religious beliefs. Like because I work from home, like my prayer time is whenever I want. And this, right now, this past summer as well, the summer before where I was working like full time, it was in like an office building that was part of a hospital, there was like already like a prayer room available. It was just up to me to like find the time to go, which was generally during my lunch. So I didn't have to like make an explicit like request for like a space, accommodating space. So that was, I've never had to deal with that, I guess. And even like as a student, like at Western, there's like space to like a prayer space as well. So yeah, aside from like time off, I guess, and like I feel like sometimes I need to justify why more, but like that's just more so me, like I'm not just taking like a day off like randomly, like this is why, like da da da. So other than that, like I haven't really felt like I've needed to like make any accommodation based on my like faith. Yeah.
Do you think you would feel comfortable asking I guess like for example, let's say like prayer space or like time to do that, do you think you would feel comfortable asking for that if it wasn't already in place?
I think it really depends on who I'm asking, I guess, and like my relationship with the individual. I feel like just like my personality, like I might shy away from it or like try to like make do with like whatever makeshift potential like solution that I come up with myself before asking someone. But I think that there's also like strength in numbers. So like if there was like a collective need or request, I might be more inclined to like join that kind of like force and like, oh yeah, like the three of us were like wondering if like this could be a possibility versus like I was wondering if this could be a possibility. Like I feel like I might be like less inclined to, and that's more, I think, speaking to my personality than anything. But also like if it was somebody who I was really comfortable with interacting with and like making this request towards, like I feel like it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't know. I feel like I tend to relate more to like women than men. So like if like my manager was like female, I might be more inclined to like start that conversation versus a male. I don't know. I just feel like that just comes across as a bit more intimidating to me. But it might take me a while to work up the courage to, but I might eventually, really depending on like the circumstance as well.
Okay. And like, do you ever feel like it would be like a burden, or that there would be like judgment in like the perception of like what is this? Why do you need to do this? Or
yeah, I think that's my like initial like fear. Like I don't want to be like a burden or like someone who is like known as like the person who like asked for this. And then that is like my initial thought, that like a barrier that like prevents me from like going like right off the bat and asking for certain things. That's definitely, or just like fear of like judgment.
Yeah. Okay. And then, okay, have you ever felt like the pressure to, like, you're representing all Muslim women for your coworkers or your supervisor, whoever? Is that something that you've experienced?
Yeah, I would say that statement like resonates with me, especially when people like oftentimes compare like, oh, like my friend like Fatima does this, like do you do this? Or like, oh, like I don't know, I just feel like we often get like compared to like others like collectively more so than like I would compare two of like my like white coworkers, for example. I don't know why people just like associate like an appearance with like a comparison to this and that, and especially because like I mentioned, like I'm like a Shia Muslim, so like people will point out like, oh, like my friend doesn't, like she doesn't celebrate this, like why do you celebrate that? And it's like I have to feel like I have to explain myself so much more because like people, and I guess like they don't know, so it's not their fault. But yeah, I do feel like I feel like I'm representing like Muslim women as a whole, and I often get like compared to other Muslim women and like pointed out to differences between our practices and beliefs. So yeah.
And then as well, like, do you feel like it affects your like the quality of your work? Are you ever like, okay, I need to like give this 120% because like this may influence whether or not they hire another Muslim woman?
I definitely do feel that like I have to put a lot more of myself into my work. I don't know if it's